In this video, I'm going to show you how to use a piezo buzzer, which is this device right here, and the use of arrays. Okay, now first, to hook up the piezo buzzer is very easy. It's got two terminals, positive terminal right there. That has to go to a pulse width modulation port. I've got three here. And then the other terminal just goes to the ground. Okay, now the code. All right, now up here you can see I've got this int notes. Now this is an array, and an array is a variable, but instead of holding just a single value, it holds as many values as you want. Now they all have to be of the same type. So as you can see, this one is an integer, and you declare it by specifying the type, and you give it a name, then you have the open and close brackets equals, then you have the curly braces, and then each element that you want to assign to the array separated by commas. Now, we access each one of these by using the array name notes, and then in these square brackets, we put what's called a subscript, and the subscript is the position of the particular value that you want to access. So now, the first element of the array is always position 0. So if I wanted to, for example, to print out this 261, I would have to say serial.println notes sub 0. And then the 0 would go in the square brackets here, and it would print out the 261. All right, the 277, that's position 1 or node sub 1. 294 is node sub 2, and then right on down the line. Okay, now we play this piezo buzzer by using this built-in function here that's called tone. And it takes two parameters. One is just the port that the buzzer is connected to, and as I said, I connected mine to port 3. And then the other parameter is the actual notes. Now we're going to use the array here. These numbers correspond to the notes of a scale. So for example, this one is C, and I believe this one is D+. They're in your lab manual, exactly what they are. So the idea here is we're going to play the whole scale. Now we're going to use a for loop here to print, or in this case to play, every note in the array here. Okay, so let's just run through this quickly. We've seen for loops before. We're using a loop control variable called n. We're initializing it to 0 because first element of the array is note sub 0. And n is less than 10. There's 10 elements in the array, but since the first one is position 0, the last one is position 9, and then n++. Okay, and then we play the note by saying tone, and then the port, and then notes, and then subscript n. And as it goes through the loop, when n is 0, it'll play the 261 the next time through the loop. N is 1, it'll play the 277. The next time through, it'll play the 294, and so on down the line. So also in the loop, we have a delay, so it doesn't play the scale too quickly. So it's a 200 millisecond delay in between each playing of the note. Okay, then we have a half-second delay, And now the second for loop, we're going to play it from this last element right down to the first element. So we have for, and in this case, we're initializing that loop control variable to 9, greater than or equal to 0 is the Boolean expression, and then n minus minus to decrement that loop control variable every time it goes through the loop. So it starts out with note sub 9, plays that note, 200 millisecond delay, then note sub 8, and then the delay, note sub 7, the delay, and so on. Okay, so let's try it out. Okay, hopefully that will get you started on this next assignment.